Hello, hello, Divine Feminine. Is it you that I'm speaking to? So, I feel like all Divine Feminines are being asked to stand up and stand true to who you are, stand true in your power. Always remember that you, yourself, matter. You're a human being just like everybody else, and you deserve love and respect like everybody else. Women, divine feminine, we are so strong, we are so powerful, and we no longer need to prove how strong and how powerful we really are. We've already proven it, right? So now, as we've already made our stance in the world, we now choose to stand up and fully choose ourselves. We are always going to choose ourselves moving forward. We're no longer going to accept anything that is beneath us. We will no longer accept breadcrumbs, right? We will not accept anything that we know we don't deserve. We want the best. We deserve the best, divine feminine, and we will no longer tolerate breadcrumbs. There's no reason for it, right? Divine feminine, we are strong. We are the earth. We are the earth. The energy of earth that regenerates itself over and over again. We are life itself. As we blossom and show everyone our true petals, they should realize that each petal carries a different frequency of love, and we need to be respected on each of those petals separately, right? So you're gonna put respect on each one of my petals. Yeah, put some respect on my petals. There's no more disrespect that will be tolerated. Nobody's gonna be looking down on you, divine feminine, because there's no reason to. You are being true to you and who you truly are. There is no reason now to do the things that our ancestors used to do. We do not need to sit down and accept abuse. We do not need to sit down and accept resentment. We do not need to sit down and accept cheating. We do not need to sit down and accept anything that is not princess treatment. We should be spoiled. We should be treated the way we treat them. We should be giving out love and receiving the same amount of love equally. We do not want to leave this earth with regrets. We've already done this so many times, and we do not want to come back as souls with regret. We do not want to leave this life as a soul with regret. A soul lingering in the astrals, sad at the vision, the sight she now sees that she had the choice to take her life back but chose not to. Instead of taking her life back, she chose to sit within the sadness. So she sat there as life went on. Life went on. Years passed by until she looked in the mirror one day and noticed that she was an old woman. Now 63, looking in the mirror, she's wondering, where has my life passed me by? But now, stuck with this man 40 plus years, she's saying, I might as well stay. And that is a mistake a lot of us make, and that is why a lot of the times we do not get to experience happiness here on earth. We don't get to experience it because we do not allow ourselves to experience it. Yes, in moments, great decisions seem hard, right? But nothing is ever easy in life, right? You're not going to know how awesome your life can be unless you take this chance to step out there and try to be that awesome, right? You'll never know. If you keep sitting down there in the energy of I can't, I don't want to get up, I can't keep pushing forward, then you literally will never know what your life could have been if you just had taken the chance. If you had just left him, right? And stepped out of that bubble and you didn't say, I can't leave because I'm going to struggle financially or whatever. People are going to judge me. Those are the outside world speaking to you inwards, right? Because realistically, if you wanted to move, you could move regardless of money or not, right? I've done it, right? You find a way, you make it happen. And the thing about it is, even if there seems to not be a way, what I've noticed is there's always a way. Sometimes a way literally is being made out of nothing. Like when you're at the edge and you think that, oh my God, like there's literally no help, that's when the help arrives, right? That's when you see, wow, like Imagine I stayed in that energy, I wouldn't have gotten the chance to experience this, right? How does a woman with 5 kids move to a different province with $3 to her name? How? We don't know, but she's done it, right? Women we are used to putting ourselves on the back burner, and I notice a lot of times we put ourselves on the back burners for these men or women, or whatever you guys are attracted to. We put our lives on hold, and we then begin to resent that person. But if we really, really sit down with that energy, we're not actually resenting that person now, right? We're resenting ourselves for allowing that into our lives, right? That energy. Because realistically, there's no reason to resent that person, because you allowed that energy into your life, right? You allowed that energy to stay as long as it did, right? Which is why we need to fix the relationship that we're having with ourselves. We need to really, you know, love ourselves in a way that, we want somebody else to love us, right? Because if we are loving them more than they are loving us, and we are always putting out all our energy and loving other people more than they love us, then when do we really receive anything? What signal are we sending out to the universe, right? We're sending out the wrong signal. We're sending the universe a signal that, yeah, you can give me people that won't love me, because I'm going to love them anyways, and I'm going to keep on trying to make them love me regardless of the fact that they're showing me that they will never do, right? So instead of hoping and wishing that he will change, instead of wishing that maybe one day your parents or whoever, your guardians, will see you, we just move on. We just move on, and we just keep pushing, and we be happy within our own essence. A big illusion that I've noticed, right, is when we're alone, it's always like we try to look for the things that others have that we don't. And then it's like sometimes we want to sit in that energy and just feel sorry for ourselves, like a pity party, right? Like, oh, I don't have friends, or I don't have, like, whatever, family, right? But at the end of the day, those people don't define you, right? Like, you actually don't need those people, and that is what holds us back. It's the same sob story. It's, my dad wasn't there, so I can't step up to be a dad. But realistically, there's nothing stopping you. You are the only thing stopping you. I remember, I'll just go into a little random story, but I remember when my older brother was being a deadbeat, and I took his son to his house, and I was crying like tears, because I was like, I couldn't understand. Like, I just couldn't understand, because I was like, you don't have a father. My father ain't shit. And my father used to treat my brother like absolute shit. Like, I remember being a little girl, because we're all 3 years apart, and I was walking. So this was right before my mom left, so I think I was like 3. I don't know, because I don't remember my little brother being born, so I don't know. But anyways, but he was born kind of closer to when I was turning 4. But anyways, that's not the point. I clearly remember my older brother forgot to brush his teeth one day and went to bed, and my dad getting a big ass bucket of water and just dumping on him in the bed. Like, I'll never forget that. And, and I was so small, but like, I'll never forget that, because I remember watching it, and I was like shocked. Like, like sometimes I'd watch the way my father like deals with people, and I'd just be like, what? And then it was the fact that like my mom allowed him to treat her son that way, that was just like, whoa. I think that's why like I'm just like a helicopter parent, and I don't trust nobody, because like, no. But yeah, so to Father's Day, I was Father's Day too, and I brought my brother's son to see him, and I was crying, because I was like, I can't understand, like, you didn't have a father figure, so what would cause you to decide to not even try? Like, the same day the baby was born is literally the day he like moved his girlfriend in and kicked his child's mother out, like the same exact day, like as she was in the bed giving birth. Like, what? Like, who? Like, anyways, I could not comprehend. And anyways, his excuse to me was, oh well, I seen how your dad treated my mom, and I seen that when your baby father wasn't helping, he got deported. And I'm like, yeah, but if the guy got deported for not helping, right, would that not make you then in return want to help? Because technically, aren't you on the same boat he was? Like, why would you want that for yourself? Like, I wasn't understanding what he would, like, what was the point he was trying to prove? There was none. He just didn't want to do the right thing. That's literally the it. That's really, literally the it. That's literally the end. Like, that's literally it. He just didn't want to step up to the plate, and that's why he found random excuses. They always find random excuses that make no sense, okay? Because the more he was talking about things that made no sense, the more I was staring at him. I was like, what? Like, but yeah, they always find some kind of excuse. I was even talking to the kids about this older friend I used to speak to, and her son, his dad actually disowned him when she got pregnant with him, but I don't know, it was kind of weird because they were married, so, and they went through in vitro, so I'm like, what? But anyway, he disowned him the moment she was pregnant after they spent thousands of dollars, right? And then, as an adult, he now just abandons his child, right? And then he used the same fool excuse, like, oh, well, she called me a deadbeat, so might as well. Like, I noticed that, the men find anything, any kind of little excuse to grasp at, they'll grasp, right? So I feel like now this is our chance to, like, just step up fully and authentically in our own energy, step up boldly and show these people that we don't need anything from them. Like, they give us 25 cents and think that, like, they're moving mountains. Like, I don't even know what we're supposed to do with it. Absolutely just diabolical. But, this is our chance. And, the history of women, like, we are just always amazing, and we always try to make the men, even though we know that we're stronger than the men in our lives, even though we know that we are amazing energies and deserve the best, we still tolerate less than because of love. We let love carry us places that we didn't have any business being, right? Same goes with family and friends, and that's why now it's step up in your own energy, because you know what, when you step up in your own energy, you're allowing the next generation to see that that's what they need to do. They're no longer watching you cling to people who hate you. They're no longer watching you go in the energy of snakes, because you are in your energy, you are in your comfort zone. You know that there's no hate, right? Stepping into the woe is me illusion is just another illusion that the matrix. Listen, there are so many illusions, dropped in illusions within this earth, within this matrix, that I don't think people are actually paying attention to. Because even the spiritual community, like, if you're listening to the tarot card readings, everything ends in love, like like literally, like. And that is a trap, because how are the spiritual tarot card readers going to 1313, as I said that, how are the spiritual tarot card readers going to tell you that you're going to fall in love, blah, 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 after you just get out of a relationship, if you didn't even do any healing, you didn't align yourself to that love life, right? You didn't align yourself to your highest version yet. So obviously anybody that you attract would be, like, on that frequency. So it's like, why wouldn't you take the time to heal, And, I feel like those tarot card people be leading people astray, just like astray. Yeah, they be leading people astray and into, like, some serious spiritual psychosis and different shit. Because some of the people I speak to seem to be under severe, deep illusions. Like, this matrix is full of illusions. The relationship is another illusion. Like, they're all waiting on this partner that, yes, even if that man or that person wants to come, it's like, is your energy aligned to keep that person right now? Like, because you can meet somebody at the wrong time. Get it? So it's like, take that time to heal. Take time for yourself. Try not to live this life without a period of you doing self-reflection, shadow work, past life regression. Actually get to know who you are and why you came here, and try to fix those things, right? You cannot fully step into your power and fully be authentic if you are always meeking down, if you are always in somebody else's shadow, if you are always saying, why is me, why is me, why is it me, why me, we can't step into that energy if we always have an issue. What we need to do is be grateful, be in the now, and move on from it. Because the illusion that we need relatives, we need to speak to our moms and dads, we need to have friends, we need a partner, is an illusion. Literally. You don't need anybody but yourself. You came here by yourself. There's no reason for anything that people are tolerating. And I understand that Stockholm Syndrome is a thing. Trust me. I get it. Out of everybody. Trust me. You literally have to pull yourself out of the illusions for it to be clear to you that these are illusions. Because yes, we are all entitled to love. Yes, the tarot readings do sound a lot like what our situations are, but unfortunately that is not all that is in the pie. Because if you search the pie deeper, you will notice that this pie has multiple layers. It's actually a casserole and it's not even a pie at all. So it's like, might as well, right? Might as well take time to do some healing, and don't waste your life focusing on other people, obsessing on other people, seeing what they're doing, right? There's no reason for that, especially when you're powerful and you are divine in your own essence. There's no reason to chase love anywhere other than within your own self. You're excited to come home to hang out with yourself, right? Nobody else, because you are awesome and nobody can put you down in your own energy and in your own space, right? You meet people that are more aligned to what you're willing to accept. If you are putting the energy out into the universe that I'm willing to accept deadbeats, and that is what you're going to attract. You're going to attract more losers, right? Because you're literally accepting it right now by having that person in your life, right? So it's like, cut off those people that don't see you for you and aren't trying to stand up for you, you know, want to see your best you, with your best self, without all the hate, the underlying jealousy, right? Like, we want friends that love us authentically, fully, right? We want a mutual love. Divine Feminine, such great things are going to come through the future. I've just been seeing, like, I've been feeling that, like, the Divine Feminine is going to be stepping up, stepping into power. All these powerful women no longer tied and shackled by the chains of love, or what they once thought was love. But after stepping outside of the picture, looking inward, they're saying, I can't believe I ever loved that energy. That's crazy. That energy didn't even like me, right? A lot of the times we can't see the issues because we're standing too close to the fire. So you got to step back a little bit. Step back and observe that fire and see, what is your next move? Like, you know, don't stay stuck. There is no reason to live with regrets. There is no reason to say that you're staying because of kids, because the kids are just going to grow up and talk bear shit to you. So chill. Or about you. Like, the kids don't like that shit. So it's like, there's literally no reason to hang on to anybody. You make your plans, you move, because at the end of the day, when this life is over, you will regret not living your best life. So live it. If you want to walk around and quack like a duck, go ahead. Last night I was I didn't even know it was YouTube. I seen a video on my phone and I picked it up, and it was of a young furry. And at first I was watching the video and I was like, but then I was like, hey, looks cute to me. Like, hey, as long as, you know, like, there's no harm. You know, they let them do what they want to do, because times are changing. I will say that. I actually wanted to make a video on this dream I had yesterday, but I don't even know because it sounds so crazy. Like, yes, Divine Feminine, step up in that power. Okay, Divine Feminine, step up in power. Don't let nobody talk down to you, because you are her. Okay, you're her. There's no reason that you're not. You're her. Especially if people don't like you for no reason, honey. That's how you know you're her. Okay. Have a blessed day filled with lots of love and rainbows. Toodles. Until next time.